Okay, so I've been putting this off and putting this off. And so I find it no greater moment than to do it right now. And my sister been telling me, when are you going to do this video? And when are you going to do this video? So grateful day to you all. I attended a service on today of a young lady, beautiful young lady, who lost her life to, what shall I say, at the hands of an ex-boyfriend. That for me triggers because I am a domestic abuse survivor. So I am a victor. And sometimes I have survivor's remorse when I see different things around the world happening to our young women, older women, mothers of children, grandmothers, aunts, so on and so forth. So I just wanted to come on and just read an excerpt from a book that I am working on. And I just wanted to share this with you all. And it reads as follows: The Heart of a Little Girl. And the reason I call it that is because for many of us, even us older women and older and elder women, the little girl inside of us need to be healed. And oftentimes we put it off and we put it off, and we're so strong and we just never seem to think that it's the little girl in us that really needs the healing. So, reading from The Heart of a Little Girl reads as follows: There are times I see the little girl that everyone seemed to overlook. The little girl that seemed to be a favorite but was most hated. The love that everyone thought she received was actually a deep feeling of dislike. That little girl, with tears in her eyes, was hurting more than what those around her thought. Those very ones are the ones that inflicted mental and emotional pain that would linger past what it should. Days in and nights through, the trauma of that pain never seemed to let up. Crying and crying and crying out in many ways, but no one to catch the clue of it all. The very portal in which that little girl came through hated her because of who she was. No love for the two that she was conceived by. Hurt is more than a statement in itself. Reflections of childhood memories, none that she wanted to see. Flashes and flashes of what she endured. The laughter of those who professed their love for her broke the heart of this little girl in a million pieces. Sexually and mentally abused and manipulated time and time again, but not one avenue of getting out. Wondering how did she get here, thinking this can't be life for a little girl. She needed to be hugged, someone to wipe her tears and hold her hand, just to say that everything would be okay. Even at times when things look bleak, just a moment of comfort would have done this little girl some good. Growing up thinking she had no father, always wondering who she was, trying to fit in a space like a puzzle piece, feeling ugly, different, didn't have the best of clothes, but never going hungry. She had to just be grateful for something. Why am I here? That's a question that she's asked many times before. Pain so deep that it seems to pierce her flesh. No answers to none of those questions that trickled through her mind. Feeling unheard, uncared for, and rejected. What was she to do? Hello? Anyone see me? Anyone hear me? Wow, what a feeling to carry. When life has thrown you in a circle of unbelief, how is one supposed to react? She needed the love of someone. It just couldn't be anyone. But the love was not available to her in the capacity in which she needed. Little girls are supposed to be taught how to be little girls, then taught how to be teenagers, young adults, and lastly, a young lady. Help! 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 This is a mean old world. When people that are supposed to teach you do the opposite. This little girl felt set up to fail since she could talk and walk. Hey, little girl, what's your name? I can't talk to strangers, she replied. I'm no stranger. I'm a good friend of the family. To her, he was a stranger. But to him, she was just the right age. Since no one taught this little girl, she said she fell victim of this stranger's smooth words. Sitting in silence, tormented by the things that happened, mind racing, and no one to tell. Who would believe her or even care? Seems like this was normal. Wow, still in disbelief, and not one person clued in on what had taken place. This was just an excerpt of a book that I'm writing, The Heart of a Little Girl. And how many little girls do you know, or how many adult women still are battling the traumas of the little girl inside of them? And so today I challenge you to dig deep and to heal the little girl inside of you. The little girl inside of you. The book that I'm writing will soon be available, and I will let you know. But in the meantime, and in between time, work on healing the little girl in you. We are often battered and beaten, misused and abused for the gain of other people, laughed at and taunted while we labor in pain. So I'm talking to you, little girl. I'm talking to you, little girl. I'm talking to you, little girl. Be thou healed today in Jesus' name. I love you, little girl. I love you, little girl. I love you, little girl.